Hello everyone, welcome to Shelleyz Education Center. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe the channel for more updates. Today in our History of English Literature class, I will discuss some important short questions. This is a very important topic for BA CBCS, MA and UGC exam. You can watch my earlier video as part 1 on the topic. Be with me till the end of the class. Number 16. What is the oldest Anglo-Saxon biblical poem? Beowulf is the oldest surviving Germanic poem and the longest Old English poem. It was likely composed between 700 and 750 AD. Next question is, what is the oldest known poem? The Epic of Gilgamesh is the oldest poem. The Epic of Gilgamesh is an epic poem from ancient Mesopotamia, regarded as the earliest surviving notable literature and the second oldest religious text. Next, what is the oldest and greatest surviving Anglo-Saxon poem? Beowulf is an Old English epic poem consisting of 3,182 alternative long lines. It is possibly the oldest surviving long poem in Old English and is commonly cited as one of the most important works of Old English literature. The author was an anonymous Anglo-Saxon poet, referred to by scholars as the Beowulf poet. Next question. What are the oldest poems in English? Beowulf is the first oldest poem. Other great works of Old English poetry include The Wanderer, The Seafarer, The Battle of Maldon, and The Dream of the Road. The next question is, which is the longest single author poem in English? My Blast Story by US writer Nigel Thom, which stretches to 23,161 lines. The early English Beowulf comes to just over 3,000 lines, while Samuel Taylor Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner runs to 625 lines. Next, what does the name Anglo-Saxon denote? This term used historically to describe any member or the Germanic peoples who, from the 5th century CE to the time of the Norman conquest, that is 1066, inhabited and ruled territories that are today part of England and Wales. Next question. Name the world's shortest poem. According to Guinness Book of Records, the world's shortest poem is one-letter poem by Aram Sarian, comprising a 4-legged version of the letter small a. Another example is from J.W. Curry, which simply consists of the letter small I, with the title being his own fingerprint. Next question. What is the moral of the story Beowulf? Especially seen through the character of Beowulf and Wiglaf, the poem illustrates 3 important morals of its time that are bravery, honor, and loyalty. Next question. Who is called the Anglo-Saxon Milton? Caedmon, the first Old English Christian poet, whose fragmentary hymn to the creation remains a symbol of the adaptation of the aristocratic, heroic Anglo-Saxon verse tradition to the expression of Christian times. He was flourished from 657 to 680 AD. Next question is 25. Who were the prominent writers of Victorian era? They were Jane Austen, novelist, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, poet, William Blake, poet, artist, and printer. Charlotte Bronte, novelist. Emily Bronte, novelist and poet. Robert Burns, poet. Lord Byron, poet. Lewis Carroll, novelist. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, poet. Charles Dickens, novelist and journalist. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, writer and novelist. George Eliot, novelist and journalist. Elizabeth Gaskell, novelist and journalist. Thomas Hardy, novelist and poet. John Keats, poet. Christiana Rossetti, poet. Percy Bysshe Shelley, poet. Mary Shelley, novelist. Robert Louis Stevenson, novelist. Alfred Lord Tennyson, poet. Anthony Trollope, novelist. H.G. Wells, novelist. Oscar Wilde, novelist, journalist and playwright. And William Wordsworth, poet. Next, what did Victorian writers write about? They wrote poems and novels that commented on and criticized the way the Industrial Revolution and strict class divisions affected people. The next question is, what type of literature was popular in the Victorian age? Poetry type literature. It was one of the most popular genres of the Victorian period. The Romantic poets, especially William Wordsworth, were revered and widely quoted. Wordsworth lived through the beginning of the Victorian period. Next, why Charles Dickens called Bowes? He took the pseudonym from a nickname he had given his younger brother Augustus, whom he called Moses, after a character in Oliver Goldsmith's The Vicar of Wakefield. This, being facetiously pronounced through the nose, became Bosses, which in turn was shortened to Bowes. The next question, what was Charles Dickens' first novel? The Pickwick Papers in 1836 was the first novel. It was first book and the one that made his name. It was initially serialized in monthly installments following the adventures, disasters, and exploits of a group of well-to-do gentlemen. The last question, what were the key themes of Victorian literature? These are serialization, industrialization, class, science versus progress, nostalgia, the woman question, utilitarianism were the key theme. These are also the characteristics of the Victorian literature. This is all for the day, and I believe you all were there till the end of the class and have gone through it very well. Leave me with your comment if you like the class. Share and refer it to your friends and known circles, those have not yet joined with the channel. Meet you all on my next class. Till then, thank you.